Hi, it's Ra, Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology, here to give the astrological forecast for Sunday, March 8th, 2026. Well, how many of you woke up this morning and found that you were an hour ahead of yourself? Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Never mind. The sun today is at 17, moving to 18 degrees of mystical, magical, often escapist, but highly creative and intuitive water sign Pisces. And the moon today is moving through the middle degrees of deep, dark, emotionally intense water sign Scorpio. So we're here in the blue for the Pisces and the black for deep, dark water sign Scorpio. Now that would be enough, except that Venus, the planet of love and affection, also today is conjoined to Saturn, whose traditional color is black, and all of this makes this kind of a day where it's ultra serious. It's one of those days where, we'd like to be nice, light, and happy, but the energy just kind of isn't working that way. The moon begins the day actually in a harmonious angle to Mercury retrograde, which is not so bad. That's pretty early. Moon is at 16 degrees of Scorpio to Mercury retrograde at 16 of Pisces at 4:16 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 12:16 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So at least our minds are a little clearer anyway at that hour. And then comes Venus at 2 degrees of Aries, exactly conjoined to Saturn, the planet of discipline and structure, mastery and accomplishment on the positive side of things, but also frustration and restriction negatively. Venus conjoining the ultra serious planet of Saturn is not one of those light and lively energies. So it's just one of those days where, if something goes wrong, you can blame it on the planets. 6:40 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is when it's exact. 9:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2:40 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So we got Mercury retrograde, and we got Venus conjunct Saturn. So you've got your excuses ready-made today. Of course, Venus does move through the day, so the day gets better as it moves on. Speaking of which, the moon at 18 degrees of Scorpio then makes a harmonious flowing trine, still relatively early in the day, to the sun at 18 degrees of Pisces, which does make up a little bit for some of that tough energy. 8:42 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 4:42 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So that is a basically harmonious energy in water signs, which aids our intuition and creativity and sense of emotional flow today. So, cheer up, it ain't so bad. In fact, the moon free floats. No other aspects for the moon until very late at night, when the moon makes an awkward angle from 24 degrees of Scorpio to Chiron, called the wounded healer, at 24 degrees of Aries. It's not terribly bad, but it's not terribly good either. Issues are just going to come up in the evening. 9:26 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when that's exact. 12:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 5:26 a.m. tomorrow Greenwich Mean Time. Finally, if you're up late enough, you get a benefit, because Mercury retrograde then at 15 degrees of Pisces makes a harmonious flowing trine to Jupiter, a planet of good fortune and expansion, which is about to turn direct from having been retrograde at 15 degrees of Cancer. That's actually pretty lovely. So this is one of those big picture, let's think about our future and be optimistic kind of nights. 10:23 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1:23 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 6:23 a.m. tomorrow Greenwich Mean Time. So if you want to be up, it might be worth it mentally. I'm Ra, Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology. Now, if you'd like to have a personal reading with me and see what your 2026 is looking like, please book it on my website, starpresence.net. Remember, from the very moment that you're born, you've got star presence. Enjoy today, no matter what. Time won't let me, oh no, time won't let me, oh no, wait that long.